even good night. We have a very global audience, and I'm very happy actually to welcome you all, wherever you are from, and thank you for joining our unique community, and I will develop a little bit on that. So I'm Nicholas Brook from PFMD, and I'm together with Magda Schlebus from EFPIA, and also leading Paradigm from an industry perspective. And I'm also together with Maria Dutart, who is actually taking the lead in bringing EUPATI to the next level. Paradigm, EUPATI, and PFMD, three organizations that are building their success and their impact on the cross collaboration with different stakeholders and across the borders. Three initiatives that actually are deciding today to join forces, not only to continue what they are doing all year long, but also to bring together a global community and that can actually increase the impact and extend the reach of the tools, standards, and methodology that we are all building together. Magda will share a little bit later a bit more about the numbers, and actually I have to refrain to tell you about the big numbers will be for the next 2 days. The only thing I will say is that if we were continuing on the same progress from 2 editions from now, we would be 10,000 in these sessions and in this conference. And so that's a very important milestone. We are forming a growing base, working with respective perspective, constraints, and challenges, but still we are moving as one, and that makes a huge difference. So it's very good to meet you all. It's very good to see you present, ready to share, exchange, criticize, give ideas, brainstorm. In the next 2 days, we will have leaders that will come with new ideas to submit to you with first thoughts. We will have leaders that are actually coming after they came last year, and they will show progress. And I will just give you one example on that one. Is the presentation from Eleanor Perfetto and the National Health Council on the fair market value. And this one is a very good example of what our community can achieve. This is a work that actually started in Europe with the weekend work on the legal contract between patient organization and industry. And that work together with PFMD led to some work in the US on a US version of this contract, but also on fair market value. And that work, again, crossed the Atlantic the other way around and is coming back to Europe, where actually Paradigm is actually building a toolkit on this contract. And we will continue to build on what Eleanor will present to us tomorrow to actually see how we can bring that in other regions. And so that's just one of the examples, but what we are doing here is not the next shiny case study on patient engagement. Actually, if we have a patient engagement case study, it's because we want to build from it. We want to identify what is the norm. We want to turn that into a methodology or a benchmark that can be replicated and streamlined across the life cycle of medicine. Other leaders will come actually from completely new areas of health. We have projects that actually have not, there are projects like, for example, on maternal health and drug safety, IMI conception, that will come to engage better with patients, which is something that was missing on that topic for a long time. We have projects that are actually shaping now about how to better work with patients in precision medicine, that will come and share a little bit more on what the states of the project shaping and how can we make it even better. We also have new projects on devices that Maria might mention a bit further later on. And actually, what I'm trying to illustrate is that the base we have formed initially only on drug development and life cycle of medicine is actually now extending to new areas. And actually what we are doing as a community is to build a foundation, to build a base that actually can help with the benchmark and with the methodologies and with the foundation we are building for years now. Actually, we can go further. We can help other health areas to better engage patients. We can help other health areas to actually work with patients. And we are the platform where these other projects are coming to actually make that happen. So today we have a new format. It's actually good to see you, even if it's virtual only. We will have to wait a little bit before we can meet face to face. We have a new format in the sense that instead of having 2 full days, we have 2 afternoons, today and tomorrow in European times. But we also have several dates that you can see on the screen and that will go until end of November. That will allow us another way of working. And actually we are open to review things and to work together with you to see on how we can make this session even better. If you have interest in the coming session, you can already mention that. The other thing is that we are actually coming to the end of Paradigm, and within the context of Paradigm, we're also looking at how do we want to co-create the future of the patient engagement open forum. If we are really about 10,000 people in 2 years from now, how do we want to organize that? How do we want to structure that? So the Paradigm ecosystem is actually working on a recommendation and how we want to make it happen with consideration like, is it European only? Do we do it once in Europe, once in the US, once in Asia? Do we want to do it a mix of physical and online events? Do we want to have ongoing activities? All of these questions are on the table. If you are interested in contributing to that, you are also welcome to contact us. Now, for me, today, for the next 2 days, we know that we have more or less twice or 3 times the numbers of people we had last year. It means that 2/3 of us actually are new to the community, and it gives us a responsibility for those who were there already. It's a responsibility to make sure that we bring the spirit of co-creation, that we make sure that everybody has a voice, that we are not speaking to an audience, but that we are engaging with an audience, and that we can help the newcomers to our community to actually embrace this co-creation, be heard, and be impactful on what we are doing together. And I will let Magda develop a little bit on the community element. The floor is yours, Magda.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Mathieu, for unmuting me. It was a bit of a worry for a second, and as for those who know me know how difficult it is for me to be muted in any shape or form. But thank you very much for letting me to be here today with everyone. And it is a very moving moment to get to the point where we are today. Thank you, Nicolas, for painting the picture of the future. It really beautifully sets the scene for discussing where the journey is going to take us. So for those who were there last year, you may remember that we built the program around "it takes a village to raise the child," this African saying that is saying everything about the need to have a community in order to achieve an objective and to nurture a goal. So last year, with this "it takes a village to raise the child," the theme has evolved around the village, around the strong and vibrant community that will raise the child. That's what Nicolas was talking about in his introduction. This community is absolutely essential because the child we are talking about is a cultural change. This child was in the focus of all efforts over the past months, and we have spent more than a year to build the framework and the tools that will support the community, that would support you in achieving patient engagement paradigm shift. We have the village, the community, to make that effort real and to continue this journey of cultural change. Delivering the tools and creating the community had never been the destination. These are, of course, essential enabler of a journey that has to continue beyond the time of the project. So we are not getting to a finish line. We are getting to another start line with paradigm shift. Cultural shift needs the will and the tools, but it also needs the time to localize them and make them part of a standard practice. We are not doing paradigm and delivering its deliverables to put tools on a virtual shelf, but to use them and to trigger a real change. That's why Patient Engagement Forum this year is so critical. To build solid understanding of what these tools and frameworks are, to together further improve them, and to allow each of us to take them back to our respective organizations and to make them ours. So the slide that I think Nicola was alluded to and that Mathieu would put on the screen is showing some of the numbers. Today we have more than 900, and I just heard 1,000 registered participants from more than 60 countries that represent the entire patient engagement community, the patients, the industry, the academics, and other key players in that patient engagement endeavor. This picture is just giving us hope that our objectives can be achieved. There is more than that. Today, with so many important reflections that have been launched by the new European Commission, the work we do becomes even more important and relevant. COVID-19 had a profound and probably long-lasting effect on how clinical studies are done and how data are generated. The ongoing effort to modernize regulatory science and practice that had started by the European regulators has patient centricity and needs an engagement at its heart. The EU for Health plan offers new opportunities to think about long-term perspectives and for us to think also about how this would impact and nurture patient engagement. So the world will never be the same again. And this is why we need this village, this community, to keep together and to stay strong and internalize and implement the principles and tools and take the time to achieve this rather than rushing to new projects or initiatives. We have some immediate opportunities, as mentioned by Nicola, to integrate these tools and principles in ongoing and new projects in IMI and outside of IMI as an integral part and not as an add-on, not as a nice to have, but as an integral must have of those. In IMI, we have platform trials, adherence, patient information, digital support in cancer care, diagnosis for rare diseases, outcomes in oncology, and these are just a few examples. All of them require solid and methodologically robust patient engagement. So those who are part of these projects and are here today with us, within and outside of IMI, please take these patient engagement tools and principles and make them part of your endeavor. So to conclude, Paradigm may be ending by the end of 2020, but the journey of paradigm shift and cultural change continues. October or November would not be the finish line, it is the start line. We will work on internalizing the tools and we will make sure that they inform new initiatives, and we need you to make it happen. But more importantly also, we are going to kick off reflection of what the extended cross-sector community can do together on the Horizon Europe and in the next Innovative Health Public-Private Partnership to turn every stone in the new integrated care uncharted territory. Things may not evolve as fast as we want and they may not be perfect, but each step in this journey will get us to the destination where patient engagement is the norm. Thank you. And I'm giving the floor to Maria, who would follow from me on the next steps.
Thank you very much. So on behalf of the European Patients Academy, EUPATI, I am here together with my co-organisers, very honored to be welcoming you to this event. The vision of EUPATI is to advance patient engagement with the help of education, training and dissemination of information on medicines research and development, And our main focus has been and still is to equip patients with knowledge of the medicine's R&D process and an understanding of their own role and involvement in this process. And we have seen that this type of training empowers patients to work effectively with the relevant stakeholders and therefore contributes to meaningful patient engagement. EUPATI is based on a multi-stakeholder approach and co-creation and co-delivering of training and educational materials. And we see that these principles are also reflected in the way the open forum is organized. And we are proud to be part of this opportunity to be learning together, sharing knowledge and experiences. And in addition to providing information to patients about medicine's R&D, we at EUPATI are also committed to sharing knowledge and new developments about the quickly changing landscape of patient engagement. And I see that the open forum plays a key role in shaping this conversation and disseminating information about a wide range of initiatives. And when we review the close to 20 different sessions organized over 8 days from now until end of November, one can say that they truly reflect the complex field of patient engagement and the diversity of issues. As we are all faced with the huge challenges related to implementing meaningful patient engagement, this program provides an opportunity to reflect on the current progress and define the steps forward. And I also wish you a very inspiring and interesting participation at this open forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. So I am Mathieu Boud. I'm the coordinator of Paradigm. Magda already explained in length what is Paradigm and what we will have to do all together as a community down the line at the end of the project. I would like to thank very much the IMI, our funding body, who allows us to connect with other initiatives to really put forward this open forum, because Paradigm is great, is a mean to achieve something, but we don't work alone, we don't work on a vacuum, and that's why it's so important that we create this sense of community. Speaking of community, as we said, we are already 1,000 people registered to the open forum. It's not the alpha nor the omega of patient engagement, but this is a great progress. Only 264 people are listening to us today, but the session is recorded, and all the sessions of the open forum will be recorded and shared online. So that needs also to be said. I will not going to keep you long in these plenary sessions, but as you know, because it's a new format, the organization is a bit different. So you can imagine that you're all in a meeting room, right? And now we're going to have 3 parallel sessions, okay? 3 parallel sessions means that you will have to leave, some of you, this room to go somewhere else. Please don't get lost between here and where you need to be. So let me try to explain to you where to get. So we are at the plenary between 3 p.m. my time here in Paris and 3:30, okay? Then we have 3 parallel sessions. The session A is on patient engagement tools sessions, okay? It starts at 3:30, 3:40, and we stay in the same room, okay? So the people who register to the session A, patient engagement tools, you stay in the same room and you wait for about 10 minutes. Time to grab a coffee, try to kiss your children, try to eat an apple, whatever, you have about 10 minutes, okay? Session B, on the patient engagement and medical device. You receive the link to join this session on GoToMeeting, okay? You registered and you received a new link to connect. Okay, so the session B, you will have to leave from here to the GoToMeeting. I will put in the chat the link of the webinar, okay? Session C, it's about patient experience data in regulatory processes, okay? It's a new Zoom link. Okay, you received it this morning. There is an email that you received this morning. He was mentioning it is today. And in this one, you had the new Zoom link. Again, it will be put on the chat. Okay. So I cannot ask you if that's okay for everybody because you are too many. So I will just copy paste all the links into the chat that you can see in the Zoom here. Okay. And we will close the plenary and the different sessions will start at 3:30. Nicolas, Magda, Maria, did I miss anything? Do you have a closing word?
No, just let's do it.
Let's do it. So let's kick off the patient engagement open forum with the really technical work and not this boring, yeah, no, because I'm a speaker, so I can say so, plenary. So see you all in the different sessions, okay? Ciao, people. I just pasted the session B in the chat with the global, with the go-to meeting, okay? And now I'm pasting the session C webinar link. I believe everybody received those. So again, let's meet in 5 minutes in the different sessions.